The clean-up is continuing in Victoria's flood and storm damaged areas, with more than 40,000 homes and businesses still without power. The Victorian government says grants of up to $42,000 are now available to cover the costs of home repairs and accommodation. Emma Field has more.
600 properties have been affected by flooding and the extensive storm that swept across various parts of Victoria. Now, I'm at Traralgon Creek. About 60 of the houses that were damaged in that figure were in this area, which was inundated. It got to nearly 6 metres, this creek. It's gone down quite a bit more. And obviously there's just still things they don't know yet. There are still 39,000 houses in Victoria without power, so there could be damage in those places. And there are just people that can't be reached at the moment because there's trees across the road and they're virtually stranded in their homes.
So Emma, obviously a big job ahead there. What relief so far has been made available to those who've been affected?
Immediately there was some hardship money available, so that's just for people that had to stay a night in a hotel or they didn't have any food or clothing or what have you. But now the Victorian government has announced some Commonwealth and state government financial assistance.
We are pleased that the Commonwealth have joined us to provide this necessary funding support, both in relation to personal hardship assistance grants, as well as the emergency re-establishment grants as well. We are not out of this yet. We have got an expected low that will hit Victoria later in the week, so we've got to watch this very carefully. Obviously, as the floodwaters start to recede, we'll develop a deeper appreciation for the level of damage that has been sustained by the communities.
Danny Pearson speaking there. Now, Emma, while the threat of flooding has eased somewhat, what are authorities saying about risks in the days ahead?
There's obviously still quite a bit of floodwater around. There's a riverine flood happening at the moment. There's still a moderate flood warning on the Thompson, the Yarra and the Traralgon Creek, and there's just so much water lying around. So obviously they're saying don't drive into floodwater. There was a guy here in Traralgon yesterday who did that and emergency services had to come down again. But they're saying midweek, so from Thursday onwards, there could be a little bit more rain a bit further east of us, but all the catchments are quite full. So I think they're just keeping a really close eye on what happens and how much rain falls in that event.
We do have the potential for a further East Coast low developing later next week. The models are sort of divergent at the moment and there's not a lot of confidence, but there's every chance that we could see up to 50 mil East Gippsland and back into South and West Gippsland. So this isn't over yet. We've got to continue focusing on the potential risk to communities. But at the same time, there is so much work going on to get communities and families back to where they want to be, back to normal.
So the emergency authorities obviously a little bit worried about what's going on the later part of the week, and the communities here are just really just cleaning up and just trying to take a stock of what happened over the past sort of 5 days.